A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold move that escalates tensions between the United States and Canada, President Donald Trump announced on Thursday that he will impose a staggering 35% tariff on Canadian imports starting August 1st. This decision comes in response to what Trump describes as retaliatory tariffs from Canada against U.S. goods. In a letter addressed to Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, Trump expressed his frustrations, stating, "Instead of working with the United States, Canada retaliated with its own tariffs." The letter, shared via Truth Social, also linked the tariff increase to the ongoing issue of fentanyl trafficking, with Trump suggesting that cooperation from Canada in curbing the drug's flow could lead to a reconsideration of the tariff rates. In a swift rebuttal, Carney took to social media platform X, emphasizing Canada's commitment to combating the fentanyl crisis and defending its workers and businesses against U.S. tariffs. He reiterated that Canada would continue to stand firm in its trade policies as they approach the August 1st deadline. The new tariffs will be in addition to existing tariffs imposed by Trump, including a 50% tax on steel and aluminum imports and a 25% tariff on automobiles. Trump warned that if Canada were to raise its tariffs further, the U.S. would respond proportionately, adding that any goods transshipped to evade these tariffs would also be subject to the higher rates. The escalating trade dispute raises concerns about the broader implications for the North American economy, particularly given that Canada is one of the U.S.'s largest trading partners. Last year, the U.S. trade deficit with Canada reached $62 billion, a figure that has continued to grow in 2024. The tariffs are expected to create significant disruptions in trade flows, affecting various sectors from automotive to energy resources. In a separate interview with NBC News, Trump hinted at plans for blanket tariffs of 15% to 20% on most trade partners, indicating a shift away from the previously established 10% baseline tariff. This move follows a series of aggressive tariff letters sent to multiple countries, with Canada becoming a focal point of Trump's trade strategy. The tensions between the two nations have been exacerbated by Canada's previous plans to impose a digital services tax on U.S. companies, a move that Trump vehemently opposed. After Canada retracted the tax, trade talks resumed, but the relationship remains strained. As the clock ticks down to the August 1st deadline, both nations are bracing for potential economic fallout from the heightened tariffs. Analysts are watching closely to see how this situation unfolds, particularly in light of the recent gains in the S&P 500 stock index, which suggest investor optimism that Trump may backtrack on these tariff increases. In the wake of these developments, the Canadian government has reiterated its commitment to defending its economic interests and maintaining a strong stance against U.S. trade pressures. As the trade landscape becomes increasingly complex, the relationship between the U.S. and Canada will be tested in the coming weeks, with significant implications for both economies. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.